This has turned into a weekly engagement for me that I really look forward to. 2 hours of playing viewers on Lichess in 3+0. It's got to be 3+0. Those are the rules. And that's pretty much the only rule, to be honest. As long as it's conventional chess, 3+0, we're good to go. And I accept the challenges randomly. There's no priority. So let's get it popping, huh? We have 120 challenges at the moment. Awesome to see. I think even more people are queuing up before we even go live. So let's get to it. Chanson 8. There we go. 3+0 casual. Let's do this. Good luck, Chanson. Let's start with a Scandi. It looks like White was expecting that. E takes d5. Hello to everyone in the Lichess chat. Let's play Queen d6. Not a variation of the Scandi I play very often, but I do get asked about it from time to time. It's totally legit. Oftentimes you pair it with this a6 move. You try to control the b5 square. Yeah, greetings to Nikhil, Mokalaj, Imhan90, Duffman, Jede, K Buckbeat. Let's play Bishop g4. IMJ player. Yep, you saw the command for challenge. There it is. If you're on the Lichess chat, or the Twitch chat rather, it gives you a nice little hyperlink to a challenge that you can send. Hello, Johnny Cricket, Arma Games, Vince009, Cloud Anger, A Sup, Samu Chess. Play the knight to c6, further pressure on d4. Macorio. Thank you very much, Angus Chess, by the way. Shout out to all the viewers watching on YouTube as well. We can't forget about you guys. I know this is getting restreamed to YouTube as well. I'm going to be monitoring the Lichess, or not the Lichess chat, but the Twitch chat by and large. But I did want to give a shout out to you guys too. I'm doing great, Vince. Thank you for asking. Hello, Boltonian, Propia Persona, Kid Vicious, Destiny Warrior, El Cabrera. Great to see some people from my channel in here. Let's castle this direction. I got the two bishops. I like my pawn on f6. Does a good job of controlling e5. But now I feel like I want to start creating some problems for white. We've got opposite side castling, so I'd love to create some problems for that white king. Yeah, hello to everyone. We got a lot of people saying what's up. Hello. Queen c2. Okay, this is not an easy position to crack. I'm going to throw my h-pawn up the board and see what happens. See if we can force or encourage some sort of weakening move like h3. Thank you very much, Kurt Dig. Says good luck. I have yet to lose or even draw a game in Lichess plays. And this is probably the 5th time I've done it, maybe? So I think it's high time that one of you guys steps up and takes me down. Will it be Chanson 8? Stay tuned. Okay, so if I go here, Bishop d3 looks like a pretty reasonable reply. Taking, I think, is interesting, albeit probably bad. But you know what? This is Lichess plays. Let's try it and see what happens. Bishop f1 would lose to queen takes f3. It's a little bit awkward for white in terms of how to deal with that, because I'm near the white king, and I don't think white can easily kick me away here. That is the one thing I'm thinking about in this position. But again, this is a disclaimer type of sacrifice. Don't try this at home. Giving up a piece for two pawns like this. This doesn't have a great success rate. The engine usually finds ways to shoot it down. Okay, let's go. No, wait. No, I could go check and pick up this knight. But there's bishop d3 possible complications at that point. But I have maybe bishop. Okay, maybe this is worth playing. Yeah, probably just is. I can take with the rook, or if king h2, I can take with the queen. Bishop d3, there's bishop d6. There's that very annoying move to throw in. How to challenge? You can click the little hyperlink that Nightbot put in the Twitch chat. You can also find me. My username is Fins, and send me a challenge. So if you hover over someone's username, you can often see the little sword icon. And that allows you to send a challenge. All right. I got to play a little bit faster here. I am down on the clock. That's a phrase that's often uttered on my channel and in these streams. Okay. Let's go here. Aggressive, very aggressive play by Chanson. Possibly C. Hansen. It's unclear. All right, let's go here. So this is definitely winning, but the clock situation remains questionable for me. I'll try to get my rook involved. Ooh, I can't take there, though. Ooh, that's tricky. Rook takes d5, rook f8 was mate. So we got to play it a little bit different. Okay. Fortunately, we got a simplification. But this is how you got to play. You got to try to create issues on the clock. I think that's a great strategy. Good game. Yes. GG. Let's take a quick look. I am just curious if the engine dislikes that sacrifice of mine. Again, it's one of these sacrifices. I have a feeling. And yeah, plus 6.4 is pretty convincing. Knight h2. Just with one click, we can see how the engine prefers to refute this idea. Knight h2 makes a lot of sense. It opens up for bishop g4. I didn't consider that move, even though that would be kind of a standard reply. But yeah, bishop g4 would threaten to win the queen, so. Okay, next challenge. Thanks again, C. Hansen. Random challenge here. Vasion, you're up. Thank you to Gen Z, by the way, with the 1,000-bit donation to Lichess. And they asked, do you recommend self-analysis with pen and paper or with the computer and the engine off, or does it matter? I definitely like doing it without the aid of the engine. Yeah, you want to go through the game on your own first and add the engine in later after you've drawn some conclusions on your own. Let's play a Najdorf, shall we? Now, self-analysis with pen and paper can be highly introspective, although very time-consuming. I personally don't do a lot of that, and I don't see too many people doing it. I know, for example, players like Jesse Cry have recommended that before. But fortunately, the Lichess study tool, so learn and then study, makes it very easy to annotate and save your analysis. You can put it all in one place. I highly recommend using this tool for anyone. I mean, this goes for pretty much anyone listening to this. Beginners, master level players, take advantage of that study tool. If anything, just to put your games in one place where you can easily access them with one or two clicks in the future. And there's a whole suite of tools that you can use, including the analysis engine, the database. It's great. Sure thing, Genzi. Thanks again for that bit donation. How old was I when I became an international master? I was 19 or 20. Forgot exactly what age. 19 or 20. I think I might have completed my norms when I was 19. Ooh, bishop takes e6 would have been perhaps a good opportunity for white. And I think I got the title when I was 20. Because there's a bit of a review process. You have to wait for the FIDE Congress where they ratify all the titles. It takes a few months. Who was your inspiration for learning chess? When you asked that question, I immediately thought of like the Kanye West line, like, I inspired me. I inspired me. No, but seriously, I just started playing probably because, like a lot of you, I enjoyed playing. And I mean, I didn't know any famous chess players when I first started out. But I would actually say, in terms of another person, my friend Aaron, who was an elementary school friend of mine, he's the guy who taught me the game, and he was like my first real challenge because I couldn't beat him initially. So let's go with him so I don't sound cocky. Do I prefer casual or rated? I think the default with the Nightbot challenge is casual. Ooh, is this pawn been hanging? Let's take it. But if you challenge me rated, it's no big deal. I'll still accept the challenge. How hard is it to jump from 2000 USCF to IM? That is quite a big leap. That's a very big leap. I mean, you're talking years. Even for like a talented kid, that would be a lot. Okay, let's take here. So now if rook takes, kind of drag away some defense of this. I guess you can take either way, though, and it's not an immediate disaster. Thanks to Dallas, by the way, for gifting some bits. H5, maybe? Let's do this. Just get rid of the back rank issue. Maybe this becomes a possible idea. I love the two bishops here, especially the light square bishop, firing against that enemy king. How much do I study? You know, I don't study all that much these days, which is a shame. But I do go in bursts of study. If I'm preparing for a tournament, I'll definitely spend a lot of time like on my openings, for instance. Calculation. Those are kind of my defaults if I'm working to properly prepare for an event. And those are two things I would recommend to almost anyone. Go through your opening repertoire. Try to anticipate holes. Areas where you may have some gaps to be filled, study those lines a little bit, and also double down in your calculation. That'll benefit you, leave you feeling sharp for an event. Thank you, Vegetin, for the game. Now, I actually think I made a slight mistake here with bishop e7, because bishop takes e6, and then pawn takes e6, knight takes e6. Could be good for you. It hits the queen and hits the pawn on g7, so you're going to pick up 3 pawns for the piece, and my king's going to be on the run. Again, we'll take a very quick look. Yeah, look at that. This is one thing those Najdorf players always keep in mind. For me, I don't play the Najdorf so much, so maybe it's a little less natural. I probably should have played knight c5 first, but bishop e7, the eval spikes up right here. And it's calling for bishop takes e6. Again, due to this line. But thank you very much for the game. All right. Who's up next? Rogers. There we go. Okay, the challenges are consistent this week. There has yet to be a daily chess correspondence game challenge that has snuck in. Hopefully you're there, Rogers. Good luck. Hello, Diffuser. Yeah, I like that analogy. The bishop and knight to e6 would be like a grenade in black's position. Oh, Rogers got it in. I was going to abort here in a second, but they just got in d4. Okay, do we have any intel on our opponent? He's unrated. He's got the question mark next to his rating. So no intel I can draw. Oh, hello, Stone Pawns. That's my first opponent. C. Hansen 8. Yeah, thanks for the game. Okay, we'll block. Well, just because they have the question mark, all it means is that it's a brand new account or that they haven't played a game under the account yet. So, no. Not inferring anything about engines, certainly. No, no, no. We were, remember, we were all a question mark at some point in our online chess career. Some of you are still question marks. Do I ever play Stafford as black? Very rarely. I've more often played against it. Could be fun to try it every once in a while. But also, I feel like Stafford is a little too mainstream nowadays. I think it was more effective when it was more of a hipster line, a hipster gambit. But now Eric Rosen is too popular. Everyone knows about the Stafford. The refutations run wide and deep. Still a pretty reasonable practical gambit in like fast time controls. Don't make it your main weapon in a classical game, but fast time controls, hey, totally playable. Even in rapid. I mean, against many, many opponents, it'll be playable. Do I use Chessable to train? Absolutely. Yep. I especially mostly train tactics. Ooh, do I have a chance for here and here? Let's try this. But I pretty much do tactics on Chessable almost every day. So classic fork we just got in with the pawn against the two minor pieces. The signal here is that there's one space in between those two minor pieces along a rank. That is a signal for a possible pawn fork. Ooh, and also this guy's hanging. Now if I take here first, I can hit the queen. He's probably going to recapture unless he notices the bishop, and then we're going to pick up that bishop. So we got a 2 for none, basically. What is my actual profession? Believe it or not, chess is my actual my profession. Play the Traxler. I'm a little scared of playing the Traxler, I got to admit. I feel like I might get destroyed with either color. I know what to do as white more than black, but it is a very sharp opening. Yeah, bishop h4 might have been decent going after the knight. That is an awkwardly placed knight. I guess he can go queen f4, but might have been possible. Okay, this looks pretty shaky to me. I'm gonna play h6. He can come back here. Let's take here. So if he takes with the pawn, he's going to walk into bishop takes d2. How can I input an image to use as a background? You know, so there is a feature for that. And I actually have, like if I click on my background and I go to transparent, so it switches it up for me. This is one that I have preloaded in. It's just kind of a cool design. Someone else created this. I think they posted it to Reddit. But yeah, Lichess does give you the ability to customize your background in that way. I'll go back to the dark mode. But yeah, you just go to the transparent layer to do that. Okay, I have a check here. There's no bishop e4 though, because he covers. Could go take this with check. Why don't I do that? Because then I can pick up a bunch of pawns. He has no mate threat around my king, so that's nice. Do I know Nihal Sarin? I know of him, absolutely. Seen his games. I don't know him personally, though. Seems like one of the best bullet players nowadays. Someone was saying that he's kind of one of the top dogs in bullet chess. Okay, so we're looking for a pin here. Queen's hanging. I also have bishop e4. Let's take the queen. Check. All right. Thanks to the game, Rogers. I think you played okay in the opening. You played this London. It's just that you didn't take the pawn back on d4. I'm going to speculate. This is only speculation, but right here he played knight bd2. He might have saw that this could be answered by queen a5 check, and maybe he thought that he would be losing his bishop, but he would have knight c3 at that point to defend the bishop. So while bishop b5 is not the best decision, white should just take back on d4 right away. Knight bd2 is not necessary to cover this diagonal. Or he might have been autopiloting a little bit. But thanks to the game, Rogers. Who's up next? Flag to 3k. Okay. Let's play knight f3 in this game. This is one of my main moves. I play this a lot online. It's kind of a transpositional move, to be honest. Like, you do end up getting... Like, now we're in a d-pawn opening. John, what are your future plans for Chessable? So since this is a Lichess stream, I probably shouldn't talk about Chessable too much. Not that Lichess sees Chessable as a competitor or anything, because Lichess is very open to innovation and whatnot in the chess world. But I did co-found Chessable. I'm not officially in like a capacity with Chessable at like the corporate level, let's say, because it is owned by Magnus Carlsen's company. but I am still very friendly with the site and the owners and whatnot, and use it myself a lot. So I am the wrong person to ask in terms of what the plans are for the site, but I do know that they're always trying to innovate. And actually, a lot of the Chessable videos have been recorded on Lichess. So Chessable really likes the Lichess site because of, again, that study tool. The fact that it's so easy to aggregate games and positions and work through them, like draw arrows, use the engine and whatnot. Yep, we did sell Chessable back in 2019 to the Play Magnus group. However, the vast majority of the team stayed on after the acquisition, which was cool. Okay, so here, maybe 94. And try to put pressure on the dark square bishop. Knight d6 seems quite annoying. Maybe black will try to undermine with this. Oh, thank you, Diffuser. Yeah, of course I could talk a lot about Chessable, but I'm more likely to do that on my own channel, just honestly out of respect to Lichess, because this is Lichess's time to shine. This is their stream. But if you guys ever have any Chessable questions, feel free to hit me up on my channel or Twitter or whatnot. Okay, I like my position here. I'm thinking queen e4 maybe, try to threaten mate. Maybe bishop h4 though. Bishop h4 might even be more annoying. Because it could induce black to play g5. F6 runs into pawn takes f6, and then queen takes d6, queen g7 is mate. So I think this is going to create some weaknesses. Black can't even retreat the queen here. So I think, for all intents and purposes, g5 is forced. Yeah. Now, how do I lay the hammer down in this position? That's the question, because f4 would be a nice follow-up, but there is this. I don't know. I mean, this might still be pretty good. Queen h5. If I play queen h5 here, take h6, I feel like black can push the f-pawn. It's like I'm missing some ingredient in the attack. Queen e4. Queen e4, f5. E takes. I'm missing something. Maybe it's the rook that I'm missing. I'm really not sure. There's still f5 against the move in question here. I think I'm just going to go here. I'm not seeing it. I'm a little worried about my shaky knight, and I don't want f5 to smother me too much. So we're going to slow play the position and the attack. Let's play knight e4. I want to keep this knight. John, any chess commentators that you particularly enjoy? Well, of the real mainstream commentators, I like Peter Leko a lot. I think he's got some excellent insight, and I think he's a real balanced personality, broadcast-wise. So really enjoy his stuff. I like Danya a lot. He's just one of my favorite streamers, period. And a good friend of mine, so again, I'm kind of biased, but yeah, Danya does excellent work. So those are some of the guys who come to mind. Could you explain the story of Bobby Fischer and what happened to him? Oh, wow. I mean, we might be talking for the entire 2 hours about that. I think the Frank Brady book on Bobby Fischer is pretty good if you're interested in his background. Okay, this is getting sharp. This bishop was actually defended, which I didn't see initially. Take here. Okay, take check. I'm lagging a little bit, but hopefully we can survive despite that. Let's go in here. This looks annoying. Bishop takes e5. Possible. Oh! I didn't see that that was hanging. Oh boy. And I'm lagging. Guys, could this be the game that takes me down? Hold up. We gotta focus. We can't let it end like this. We can't let the dream end in this way. We can't let the dream die. Hurry, hurry, John. Oh, I won. That was looking real dicey, though. I'm not going to let you guys take me down easily. Again, I'm undefeated in this in over a month of Lichess plays. It's not going to be easy for you. Oh, flag to 3K defended that really well, though. You know what I missed? A backward knight move. The classic chess move that's easy to miss. Knight takes f6. Totally had a visual occlusion there. I didn't see that. I was thinking, how can I attack this pawn? Now, he defended. I mean, kudos to him. He defended that awkward position really well. What was the missing ingredient for the attack there? I could have sworn this position was almost crunch time, but yeah, there's nothing direct. The move I played, bishop g3, is best here. It's plus 3.5, but there's no killer f4 or something like that. This is still plus 5. I didn't get much, though, honestly. Didn't get much to work with here. f4, still plus 5. Yeah, and e5. e5, he set up that counterattack. GG, flag to 3K. Good game. Yep, and then here I got to play f5 to keep my advantage. Or h takes g5, or some move other than what I did. After this, it's back to about even. Whew, nail biter. Ah, and rook f5 would have been good here. This throws away the advantage, but rook f5. That's the way to attack this pawn. Okay, some close calls. Let's play d4 in this game. Good luck. Christos. 1924. Ooh, the England Gambit. Let's see how much theory we remember here. Queen e7 is the main move. Okay, I'll play the main line. Yeah, there are some traps here. So queen takes b2. This is known to be bad because of bishop b4. So let's do this. Now, is my opponent going to play the Amon Hamilton special, which is queen takes c3? I think he actually played that in a serious game. This is one of the main lines. I actually give this in my d4 course. Queen takes a2. I think I just play rook d1 here. No, king d8 to cover, and I think just e4. Unless I throw that check in. I always forget at this point. No, I think it's just e4. Let's just develop. And this type of position, the engine really likes it for white. Black's king situation is always pretty questionable. All right, let's play bishop e2. Yeah, thanks, Perchik, for the 200 bits. All your bits and subs and whatnot do go to Lichess. I'll have to check this because I'm not sure about queen takes a2. I might be able to punish that with one of these moves. But I'm just playing it kind of safe. After that last game, I'm okay with playing this a little bit slower, this one. Have I met Vishy on it? I have not, unfortunately. I've met Kramnik. I've met Kasparov. I've met Magnus, of course. I've had the pleasure of recording with Magnus before, which is awesome. So I met some of the modern world champions, except for on it. I haven't met Topalov. But Anand, he would be really cool to spend some time with, that's for sure. D6 looks pretty thematic here. Let's do that. Just to really put a nail in the position. This pawn on D6 that's going to prevent this bishop from coming out easily. Haven't met Feingold? Yeah, I have, yeah. I'm like listing these world champions, and then you rattle off Feingold. Yeah, I have met Ben multiple times. He's very much like he is online. I will say that. Very suspicious, yeah. All right, knight g5. Is it time for this move? Rook takes e2. Is that going to stop me? Nah, that must be winning. Let's play this. Checkmate with advantage. Ooh, guys, I'm thinking there might be potential for some brilliancy in a position of this sort. I need to deflect the queen. If not for the queen, this is mate. But how do I deflect it? As I need my queen to defend the knight. So, I mean, using the bishop is the most obvious thing to do. Bishop d3, bishop g4. I really wish a move like queen f4 was working. There's also bishop c4. He has knight e5, I guess. Pawn g4. Let's come back here. What to do? I think bishop g4 is pretty decent. Let's try that. And then I'm thinking get the rook over and try to attack this guy instead. Might be multiple ways to play this, but... Okay, so he's going to go to that square. I don't know. I'm going to mess this up again. Let's continue the attack. Okay, but now... he still has f6 here, though. Then bishop f5? Bishop f5 probably wins. Because I'm threatening this, right? This is a nice deflection move. Whichever one he takes, I have a mate. Either queen e8 or knight f7. Or... here, there's two different mates, I guess. I'm trying to use all the pieces. Get all the pieces involved in the attack. Okay, thank you for the game, Christos. Let's just take a quick look. Brush up on our England Gambit theory. Yeah, so this is all main stuff. So if I click the little book icon, which you guys can't see because my webcam's blocking it, but we'll see that there are some master level games here. Not very much though. This line is known to be pretty bad for black on an absolute theoretical level. It's very risky. So king d8 is the main move, and then e4. Queen takes a2 does hit my rook, and I played rook d1, yep. King here. And I went ahead and played e4, queen g5, and also knight g5 are up there too. They're all in the +3 to 4 territory. So yeah, I think e4 is fine under the circumstances. Looks like I played this okay. d6. Yeah, again, I like this move because it creates some issues around black's king. But I would bet the execution of the final attack could be better. Like right around here. Seems like there should be a win. Bishop h5 directly. Didn't think about that one so much. Wants me to attack f7 via this route. And if g6, then bishop g4. Okay, go after this, I guess, because queen g5 in some cases could be a problem. This is one of these positions. If I had this position in a classical game, I would definitely think about it for a while because black looks real close to being busted. Yeah, even the way I played it, though, is acceptable. I was just running a bit low on time, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, this is evidently forced mate. I have knight takes f7 and queen g5 here. This is mate coming up. Ooh, look at this move. Queen f6 to block, bishop h5. Ooh. You see the role of this pawn again? Controlling c7. Pawns on the 6th rank or the 3rd rank, depending upon what color you are, against the enemy, they can be useful, very useful in mating attacks. Okay, we won't go too far down the rabbit hole. We got many challenges still to accept, but thanks for the game. That was an exciting one. J Bishop, Mbop. Is he a Hanson fan? Mbop. Mbop. You guys remember that song? Okay, he's also a Scandi fan, evidently. Sadly, you do remember that song. It is kind of a catchy, very iconic 90s song, right? What year did that song come out? Probably... Someone's going to Google it. I would bet it came out around... Let me think. I'm going to say 1996. Does that sound right? Mbop released 1997. Okay, pretty close. I was about 10 years old. 10, 11 years old. If you grew up in the 90s, you definitely know that song. All right, I'm liking this. I'm going to put my bishop here. Maybe queen f3, attack the knight. Maybe f4, f5. We'll see. The perfect age to enjoy that song, exactly. I was in elementary school, probably going on middle school soon after. Here, perhaps? He's going to put his bishop on b7, which I think is a legit plan. There's knight g4, too. Knight g4 might be decent. Apply pressure to the pin piece. Apply pressure to the forehead. Okay, now I can take and take here. Which way to do this? This wins a pawn, but mine I don't like the way my knight is positioned thereafter. I'm almost thinking bishop f3. Yeah, let's just let this simmer for a little bit. We'll challenge his bishop, because if he takes my bishop, my queen gets to enter the attack and go for the pin as well. Did you just say apply pressure to the forehead? Yeah. That was a nod to a famous infomercial. Okay, c6. Okay, this is hanging now. All right, let's be a little sneaky here. Queen c1. Yeah. Nikhil and Eigenfunction know what I'm talking about. So this is my idea with queen c1, to kind of snipe the pawn on h6 after the trade. So now I get bishop takes f6 working. 5e mo. So someone asked about that earlier. I actually don't do a lot of like pure studying that I would say is on the level of preparing for a major tournament or like a GM norm tournament. But I'm looking at chess a lot. I watch a ton of chess. I play a ton of chess myself. I obviously help students with my chess. Okay, now he undoubtedly missed queen takes d2, but the position's so good I might just go after bishop takes f6 and attack the queen and, most importantly, threaten mate. No, I have not, Igloo Kid. I would love to. All right, and this is checkmate. Thank you for the game, Mbop. Let's ask him. Is it like this? Let's see what he says. I don't know if it's Hanson with an E or with an O. I have to specify the band because he might be a fan of Eric Hansen, so you never know. It's with a O. He might have clicked out of the game by now, so we may never know. But good game, Jay Bishop. I think in terms of advice... Okay, confirmed. Confirmed. That doesn't sound like a definitive enough answer, like he maybe dedicated his username to it. Well played. Okay. Yeah, so I would say the pin on the knight on f6 is what caused the issue here. That's the problem with trading the dark square bishop early on. Bishop takes c3. So you might want to keep that bishop back, Bob. But thank you for the game. Who's up next? Let's see. Vince 009, I saw you in the chat earlier. You got a game, my friend. Let's do this. Let's play. Drum roll, please. A Caro-Kann. We're trying to play a few different openings. Hopefully I can cater to some of the openings that you guys play out there. I know some of you play Caro. That's a frequent request when I'm taking opening requests. Let's play bishop f5. Sometimes white can try for a quick knight e5 here, so I do want to be aware of that. We'll play a6, challenge the bishop. Caro-Kann is all pawns and no hope. Yeah, that's the line from the Queen's Gambit. I think it was Benny was the one who said that, right? I'll surely play some more Sicilians too. Yep. All right, let's take here. I'm going to make an unconventional decision. We're going to take with the pawn. I'm going to try to attack Vince down the g-file. Normally, queen takes is what you want to do there. Just keep a nice little structure. So, again, this is kind of under the don't try this at home disclaimer. But we take some risks in Lichess plays. I do this for you guys. Okay, we're going to hammer that. Now, knight h4 seems to be the only move. But knight h4, maybe I play f5. And then I have queen takes h4 as a threat. Ooh, guys, I'm envisioning a scenario where I sack the queen on h4 for the knight, and I have some bishop f2, bishop f3 operation for a checkmate. We'll see if that comes to pass. But this is real dangerous. Okay, so now f5... Do I have anything better? F5 looks pretty darn good. And notice I've got this pawn on e6. This is a pretty well-fortified bunker here for my king. Even though white has the queen and the rook opposite my king. Okay, now, the cool thing about this and what I was envisioning in my mind's eye, even if the king were on h1 here, queen takes h4 would still be a good move. Here, it's just straight up a good move because of the pin. But even if the king was there, I would play, after g takes h4, which would be possible, bishop g2 check, king g1, bishop f3, mate. Yeah, now I'm just up quite a bit of material. Probably bishop takes f1. I don't know if I'm going to get a better deal than that. There's still a pin working here. All right, so take d4. Now the queen is hanging, bear in mind. Let's play queen takes h2. And now, little trick. If queen takes f5 trying to use the pin, I have queen h1, king here, queen takes e1, and then take the queen. You're undefeated on stream for how long, did you say? I think this is my 5th Lichess Plays stream. Something like that. No Joke Chess can probably verify. So yeah, for the entirety of those streams. Oh. Well, you can definitely mute me if you want, Vince. No pin here anymore. All right. We're just harvesting the material here. How long am I going to be playing today? So I'm going to be playing for about another hour and 15 minutes. It goes by fast. I haven't looked at the clock since I started. Which coincidentally is often my problem in the actual games I play. I accept the challenge and then I only look at the clock when I have about 10 seconds left. Yeah, thanks for the game, Vince. I think you needed to take some measure against my attack before it really got its wheels going here. So after rook g8, if you're white, I think you got to be thinking of moves such as king h1, maybe pawn h3. It's already kind of a compelling initiative for black. Maybe knight h4. But if you let the king linger too long, I was also a little conscious of this with my own king. But those alignment issues, I was talking about this with students recently. I see these tactics and these missed ideas very often at amateur level. So lesser value pieces lined up with higher value enemy pieces. Kings, queens, rooks lined up against them, those sort of things. So try to cultivate a sensitivity to that. Thanks for the game, Vince. Hey, Greg Benson. Okay, Lichess patron here on deck, 1393. Good luck, Greg. So become a professional. Got it. Exactly. It's easy. Just don't get checkmated. Become a professional and don't get checkmated. Let's play at Alekine's defense. Yeah, that was a Caro-Kann, that last game. Yep. It looked a lot like a Scandi, though. Where are my Alekine's players in the chat? Tony Rowe? You out there? Tony Rotella? Oh, what to do against knight f3? Let's play bishop g4. We'll just try to get our bishop out and play e6. Any chance I could play the Sokolsky opening? That's b4, right? Kind of like Magnus has been experimenting with lately, huh? And other players. Who played it first in the FTX crypto tournament? I feel like Magnus played it only after one other player had played it. Where are our top-level chess player lore masters out there? Magnus was the first? Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's go knight c6. So developing the knight aggressively. This could be a slightly overextended structure. Let's take now. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Hikaru, because I think Hikaru said he was thinking about playing b4. It briefly crossed his mind to play b4 in one of his games, because Magnus had done it. Which Nepo versus Rajabov game did I enjoy the most today? I didn't have a chance to look at any of the games today. No. I slept kind of late. It's been a busy weekend. And I got up. I went to Starbucks and was chilling for a little bit, reading, checking my email. And then I hopped on for Lichess Plays. So I haven't had a chance to look at any of the games, unfortunately. Okay, let's make this a little spicy. We're going to take the knight, and then we're going to jump into d4. If you're playing a move such as bishop takes f3, trading your bishop for the enemy knight, you don't want to do it for 0 reasons, right? Just to make a trade. You want to have something in mind. And my thinking is these threats here, and also bishop takes c3, rook takes c3, knight e2 in some cases, especially if white had gone bishop takes b7. That could have been a compelling reason. Now, I probably will take this pawn. I think take this guy, maybe double back with the knight to c5. What time did I sleep? Last night I went to sleep at about 2 a.m., which is a little late for me, but I am kind of a night owl. Honestly, if you guys become a chess professional, you'll probably become a night owl as well. Maybe it's just me. But just a heads up for those of you who are thinking about it. It's very possible you'll be a night owl. Okay, let's be a little careful here. I think I like this move, rook b8. Generally, you don't want to put rook behind pawns like that if you're not planning on moving the pawn. but I want to mitigate the impact of that light square bishop. So we're going to take back here. Long-term plan is to get these 3 pawns rolling, create a pass pawn, or further pass pawns, I should say. This one's already passed. What to do now? Rook d2, maybe? c6, I kind of like. Again, further block the bishop. Let's do that. Top 5 coffee. Venti Pike roast from Starbucks. A blonde roast from Starbucks. An Americano from Starbucks. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I do go to Starbucks a lot. I'm not like a coffee snob, for sure. Even though I do go to Starbucks, it's mostly for convenience. And getting out of the house. I'm the wrong person to ask for, like, real fancy coffee. Let's try to attack e5. So look how I arrange these pawns. Largely on light squares. Kind of engineer this structure against this light square bishop. Limit the scope of that piece. Favorite chess author? Interesting. Ooh. You know, this is going to be kind of an unconventional response. I'm not going to say like a Duretsky or a Jeremy Silman or someone like that. I'm going to say Johan Helston. He's a Swedish grandmaster, and he hasn't made a book that I have not liked. I really like his Mastering Chess series. It's a 3-part series. One is Mastering Chess Strategy, one is Mastering Chess Openings, and one is Mastering Chess Endgames. And he also wrote a book on the Con Sicilian that I actually learned to play the Con from. And I think he's just a great author. I mean, he's not very mainstream, well-known, let's say. But I really like him. Let's take this. I'm taking all his pawns. King e3, is this mate? It's kind of unusual checkmate. All right. I like it. Pawn elimination. We were up. Yeah, good game. Thank you, Greg. We had 7 of our pawns at the end. Or no, 6. I can't count. Yeah, Greg. I think in the opening you got a little overextended with your pawns, but honestly, for your rating, you did pretty well. But I think things started to fall apart a little bit. Maybe right around here. After knight d4. This position's already kind of difficult, though. I gotta be honest. Because I think that b3 pawn... When you push pawns, weaknesses are left in the wake. And I'm trying to target b3 here. Thought you might take this one, but probably better that you didn't, because there's issues like take. Even rook b8 would cause problems. So thanks for the game. All right. Q View. Let's go. 1183, playing e4. Nice job with the challenges today, guys. We've got everyone on the same page, largely, it seems. I'll play an Italian game. Let's play knight g5. The author's name I was talking about was Johan Helston, just as Nico Chico put in the chat. Although you misspelled it. I think Greg Sensei spelled it correctly. If you're more of a beginning player, I don't know that he has books kind of geared towards that. He is more of an author who writes for like a competitive tournament playing audience. But I like the clarity of his work. Big fan of his. I would say of top level players, Mikhail Tal. Awesome annotator and writer. Mikhail Tal's autobiography, Life and Games of Mikhail Tal, great book. That is a book I would recommend for pretty much everyone because there's a lot of cool chess anecdotes and instructive positions and games in there, but just Tal's writing style is real relatable, and the stories and whatnot in there, it's an enjoyable read for sure. Probably my absolute favorite chess book, that one. Life and Games of Mikhail Tal. Or Mikhail Tal, My Life and Games, whatever it's called. Oh yeah, Clippy? Interesting. Maybe the Lichess guys could check that out, that plugin. Where, if it's like this, where I can accept a random challenge, but isolate it by time control, that would be pretty sweet. That would even further help. This one does a pretty good job, though, this plugin. Okay, so I'm up a pawn here, but we still gotta be tactically aware. Yeah, thank you, Buster Rogers. Yeah, I haven't been posting on YouTube very much. I will get back to doing that. I'm in the process of moving right now, so streaming has just been a little easier because I can do it without as much preparation. Have I ever met Maurice Ashley? Yeah, he's a super nice guy. Let's go here. Try to trade rooks. When is the moving day? I don't have an official moving day per chick, but I'll probably start transitioning to the new place around June 15th or so. So a couple weeks. And I'll be moving in over the course of a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Have I read the book 1984? I love that book. It's one of my favorite fiction books. Did I ever meet Mike Tyson? No. But I've read Tyson's autobiography as well. It's on my bookshelf over here. I think I read Dune way back in the day. I probably should reread it. It sounds like a good book to reread. Oh, he said whoops in the chat. I think he knows that he dropped the knight. We take pieces with a smile around here. Service with a smile. Yeah, we always take free pieces. That's right. Any tips for turning my newborn son into a chess prodigy? Maybe put the Chess Fundamentals series into the rotation on his YouTube Kids app. No, I think some of you are very conscious, as you should be, about how much exposure young kids get to the internet. And oh, I did have rook takes e8. Speaking of free pieces. But it wasn't the best move because g3 encouraged him to resign. He resigned after g3, but yeah, this would have been better. I played g3 to stop this, but when you see a hanging rook with check, look for a better move. For the record, that is not mate in 1 because he does have queen f8, but okay, thanks for the game, Kuvu. So you played well in this theoretical line. It's just knight d5 is not the main move. Black plays h6 and kicks the knight. So take a look at that line. Thank you for the game. Who's up next? We're about halfway into the stream here. See, this is a correspondence challenge. I actually caught this. Sorry, Chess Overlord. We don't have time for a correspondence game. I'm still stuck in one from the very first stream that I played. My opponent hasn't played a move in about 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's brutal. Gold Cat. Oh, 23-38. All right, we got to focus this game. Good luck, Gold Cat. Reading books still the way to go. You know, I think chess books definitely have their place, but there's a lot of modern options as well. In fact, Chessable, again, is kind of geared towards that because we have a lot of books over there that have been digitized that you can analyze using an actual board and drill as well. But I do think chess books absolutely still have their place. Gold Cat going once, going twice. I'm sorry, Gold Cat. This is sold to another challenger. Gotta be ready. But you can always get back in the queue. Musink, are you there? 1813. All right, and we have liftoff. What have I not played? Let's play a French. All right, how about a winnower? A winnower variation. Let's go knight e7. I'm going to play this strategically. So oftentimes they play c5. I'm going to refrain from playing c5, at least for now. Okay, he plays f4, though. Now I do feel like this may be the best approach, so let's do it. Because I can take and mess up his structure a little bit. Whoa! What do we say, chat? What's the verdict? We should make a poll. We don't have time, though. Accept it. Let him die. Take it. Death. That's a big hang. He's hanging multiple pieces here. That's no mercy. Kill. Okay. Take it with a smile. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to show mercy. I am a benevolent Lichess Plays streamer. Remember that. Remember that when I'm up for re-election. I am a benevolent ruler. I allow my subjects to make mistakes, and I still accept them with open arms. Okay. John the Merciful. Could have played this last move. I guess he does have a3. Do I go here, though? Do I still have this? Let's try this. Take. b4, knight takes b4. Might still win material. I so felt like the Emperor in Gladiator. Which Roman emperor was that? Claudius? When he's like literally deciding Russell Crowe's fate. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Classic. Commodus, yeah. That's such a great movie. That's one of those movies that you just watch over and over again, right? Doesn't matter what time period it's in. It's going to be a modern classic. Take this. Double attack. All right. We do win the game. Yeah, so this can get sharp. I do think the winner was a pretty challenging response to knight c3. f4, I'm pretty sure, is not a good move for white. I think white doesn't quite have the time to do this. However, f4 can be played sometimes in this pawn structure to support it. I just think here white's best off challenging the bishop immediately. Am I not merciful? Are you not entertained? Yeah, thanks to the game, Musin. All right. Mike, 2763. Let's go. Let's play a Pierce. I played a French. I played Scandi. Played Caro. Played Sicilian. We're going Pierce. I haven't played e4, e5 yet, so maybe I'll play that afterwards. You asked for our opinions and then you ignored us. Well, the crowd wants to see blood, usually. And they want to get a game in themselves. But again, we have to exercise some mercy. I mean, b3 was a pretty brutal blunder. And it did look like a mouse slip for sure. But based on the speed in which he played it, absolutely. And, you know, even if you encounter an opponent who mouse slips, it's not like you have to give him a take back. That is totally your personal preference. The masses always want blood, says Downwards. Yeah. Please play the Bon Cloud when you have white. Well, for the last game of the session, we will definitely do that. It's tradition to do a Bon Cloud horsey game. Or we change it to the horsey p style. a6. I'm going to play this move to control the b5 square because knight b5 can be pesky. This is an interesting variation. I've played this many times on my channel where it's a queenless middle game, and I know black's king on d8 it looks exposed, but because the queens are off the board, it's really not so much the case. And this position, this type of setup is legit, totally legit for black. Where is your mercy, Duffman? You're too good for mercy. B3 was maybe the worst blunder you could come up with there. Yeah, it would have had a domino effect, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm going to try to put my king on b7. One reason I like black in this position is because my pawn structure is a bit more flexible. These guys are mobile. White has a pawn on e4, but that's really the only impressive pawn. It's very hard for white to tweak the structure otherwise. Okay, is he coming here? I'm almost thinking c5, c4 to try to cramp my opponent. Let's do it. Leaves this bishop a little bit tender, but the rook is blocked down the file by multiple white pieces, so I think I can do it. Again, I'm trying to expand. I have played a Stafford. Yep, we were talking about that before. f4. Wait, can I take? Can I take that? Don't tempt me, Mike. I may take this pawn. I'm going to take this pawn. e5. Okay, so this is the same signal I was talking about where there's two minor pieces separated by a single square in between. But that pawn is not supported. So I can take it with my bishop or my knight. Should I take it with the knight? Should I try to be sneaky? Nah, I think bishop takes is better. Let's do that. Ooh. Now, do I go for the very rare g takes f6, establishing the triple isolated pawns? I kind of like that. Let's do it. Because this is going to be a lot for white to get through in the middle of the board. I get some potential pressure here. Probably bishop takes f6 is the more sound decision, but this looks like fun, so let's do it. Yeah, that's right, Simo. This is a lot like the Miran Semi-Slav for black. Okay, this knight is starting to look a little lonely. Squares are being taken away. I'm going to go here and maybe try for b4. Oh! I lost that pawn. Totally missed that. That's actually a pretty important pawn to have lost, I gotta say. Now I gotta focus. Let's play b4. All right, bishop d5 maybe? No. This is loose now. See, I'm creating some problems for myself. That's for sure. Possibly, Boomer Boy. I wouldn't doubt it. I still think black's doing pretty well here. His coordination looks kind of suspect. He's got to worry about this pawn being loose. But it's definitely more complicated than it was before, that's for sure. Black king is kind of sus, that's right. Let's go here. Maybe try for knight a3, kind of cut off the enemy king. Okay, he didn't make it, but knight takes c5. That was a big mistake allowing that move. Big blunder on my part. So thanks for the game, Mike. Yeah, f4, seems like that was just mistimed. This position already looks a little uncomfortable, but yeah, f4 and then e5, I think giving up the two pawns wasn't quite justified, but I can see maybe why you did it, trying to create some play in the center. Yeah. So thank you for the game. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Thanks for checking out my content. All right, we still have over 200 challenges here. Amazing. Dread Pirate Roberts, let's go. 1534. That was a pretty sus flag. Well, I had to. I don't know if I could have won on the board. I got to accept the flag win. All right, e5. Should we try Stafford? The masses are clamoring for the Stafford. Oh, he avoids the Stafford. d4. Okay. I think you can take either way in this position, if I recall correctly. I'll take this one. Yep, see you later, Harry Chess. Thanks for tuning in today. All right, let's go here. Maybe we'll transpose to some different line. We'll see. When am I going to end the stream? Do you want me to end it? No, I'm going for another about 50 minutes. So we got a ways to go. Thanks for trying anyways. Yeah, I'll try again. I'll try again with e4, e5. We'll still attempt to get a Stafford in. This variation looks weird, but in this position, d5 is often a response to the e5 move. If you're an e4, e5 player, you'll probably know that, but there are many lines where you play d5 in response to white playing e5. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, Elhonis, but yeah, I do sometimes have very short streams. You're right about that. Okay, let's go bishop e6. I had one the other day where I streamed for probably 24 minutes, maybe. I late joined a Lichess Bullet Arena, and I had to go at the top of the hour. And what's nice about the tournaments is, so under play and then arena tournaments, those things run super regularly. So you can set your watch to them. So I late joined that Bullet Arena and I ended up winning, and then I immediately had to shut off the stream and had to leave. This was on Friday, I think. Let's go queen d5. I like this pawn on d3. Let's prepare castling queenside. Why don't I play 15-minute matches on ICC anymore? ICC is a kind of a dead site, especially for certain time controls and at certain times of the day. It's really hard to get games on there. I do occasionally stream on there. It is one of the OG chess servers, but it's just not frequently trafficked anymore. Not that many people play there. Alpha 0 pawns. So rook g8, I'm looking to pressure the pawn on g2, kind of like I did in that game against Vince, I think it was. Let's play here. The queen on d5, watch that queen. Things could converge here. Maybe the light square bishop joining in. We shall see. How can I build a career in chess? I would first try to improve your own game as much as possible, and then think about it. I do think making a living in chess is quite difficult if you're not a master player. So do take that into account. And of course, you gotta love what you're doing. You gotta love the game. Ooh, bishop g3 is a good response. I didn't see that. Because now this is a threat. Okay, let's go for the pin. Now I wish I had played a6, because he's probably going to do this, and my king is getting a bit softened up. Yeah, now I wish I had thrown in the a6 move, because got to be kind of careful. Remember what I said about pawns on the 6th or the 3rd rank? Okay, he plays h3. Should I take... Let's keep the pressure. Knight e4. Okay. We'll retreat. Ooh, time is not on his side right now. Yeah, these 3-minute games, no increment, can be brutal time-wise. Okay, now I might have time for f5, f4. This comes with tempo. And that is a pin on the bishop. rickety situation around the white king. I almost want to play this. Then queen takes f3, but I think that would be a bit too much. Let's just go... let's play knight e5. We'll attack here. Okay, he doesn't have any time, but... Thank you for the game, Dread Pirate Roberts. Yeah, this line... I believe if white's going to play this variation, they should actually play bishop b5 here. But granted, we got into this line via kind of a roundabout way. I started with a Petrov, knight f6, looking for a Stafford gambit. Knight takes e5, knight c6. But he didn't take the pawn. He played d4 instead. But yeah, you do want to meet d5 with bishop b5, in my opinion. You can take. This is a variation too, but I think black actually does pretty well on that line. All right. CM Ronaldo R. Ooh, 2501. Guys, is this the great hope from the United Nations? The great hope for taking me out. We got to focus. Okay, full focus this game. I'm still going to look at chat, but, I mean, this player, they're around about my rating, as you can see. So they are not going to be messing around. Grandmaster Pantalya Hare Krishna, thank you for the raid. Rating with 33 viewers. We greatly appreciate that. This is Lichess Plays. We're hanging out. I'm playing 3+0 Blitz against the viewers. It's been a lot of fun. A couple close calls. But I am undefeated so far. But we got a strong opponent here, 2501. So thank you. Thanks again for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. And Pantalya is super strong. I mean, what a strong player. Super GM. What should I play here? Bishop d3. Knight e5 is often an idea. Queen b5. Let's do this. I'm going to see what we can get by probing on the queen side. Because if here, quite often this will be a response. But let's see what happens. Hey, Diffuser, this was an exchange Slav. Okay, check. b5. Can I play knight takes b5? It goes back. Okay, interesting. All right, this could get a little spicy. Let's see what happens. I have an idea. Have an idea, chat. Yeah, I think Hari does some streams for Lichess. Is that right? Has he done a Lichess plays in the past? Thank you, Walter Ego. Appreciate the support. Black has to be extremely careful here. I think I know what I would do as black in this position, but... All right, time is on my side right now. I want to try to build this time advantage, or maintain it at least. Yeah, queen b6. I think that is the correct move. Let's take here. He's probably going to take back with the pawn. Yep. Now, simply develop. I mean, this would be nice, but I don't trust that move. Let's just develop the pieces. Not worried about this because of this. So my idea, rook c8, I was going to play knight. I'll show this after the game, but knight takes c6 followed by bishop takes a6. And that would have been a cool operation. Okay, now, this pawn is a bit of a concern. So let's go here. I gotta watch my queen being out here, though, to be fair. c5. Maybe here? Let's try. Pinning this. He responds well, I think. Don't think I have much of an edge at this point. It's just kind of a position. But I got a time edge. I've got a time advantage. We know that's important, right? He's got to hurry. Let's go here. Just a little bit of pressure. I might have a slightly more compact, easy to handle position. I think this could be an idea, perhaps. Time. Let's see where that queen steps. Knight b6. Let's just take the file. Yep. We'll go back. Threaten knight c5. It's just a little annoying for him, let's say. Ever so annoying. Mostly because a6 is weak, I would say. In many, many instances. And now he's got to stay close to this rook. But where does he go? Because queen b8. Does that work? Okay, check. He takes with the queen. Knight takes. Okay, I can play. Oh, no. He has. All right, let's do this move. Support the knight. Oh, and he dropped the knight. He dropped the knight on b5, and the wheels are falling off. We take the rook, and this one is over, folks. Thank you for the game. Ronaldo R. Yeah, so these exchange Slavs, they can be insidious sometimes. I mean, it's a pretty boring looking position here, but I do think white's a little bit better. Let's just check. Roundabout move 20. Okay, the engine's not impressed. 0.0, but it probably starts creeping up a little bit. Yeah, evidently, once I get bishop d4, knight b6 in, this is plus 1.5. Makes some sense. I've got some nice squares to work with. Oh, so the idea I was going to show you in the opening. Ah, wow, I had bishop b5 here. That's cool. Didn't even look at this move, but I should have. Bishop b5 in this position would have been strong because a takes b5 is not possible. Queen takes on a8. And if he plays rook c8, I assume at minimum I can play... Oh, there's some games here. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6, b takes c6. Oh, just castles. Okay. I guess it's somewhat difficult for black to get out of that situation. Knight e2 on the way. I was thinking this, but that would actually be a big mistake, looking for this and then here. But that would be a big mistake because black can take this one, and this gets kind of confusing, but it seems like black's better. But the little tactic I wanted to show you guys is if rook c8 in this position, I was planning knight takes c6, rook takes c6, and now bishop takes a6. And the pawn on b7 is overloaded because it's trying to defend both a6 and c6. You can see this has happened in 2 games, both of which white won. A Karpov game? That might have been a different Karpov, actually. So there's another, like, a Karpov. Nope, this one's Anatoly. But there are, if you look in the database, there are multiple Karpovs. Anish Karpov. Wait, what was that line? Queen b6. Okay, we won't explore it. But yeah, there's some Karpov games in there. All right, but thanks again for the game, Ronaldo. We have Corandir next. Let's play b3. Oh, I meant to play b4. I should have played b4 instead of b3. Hello, Igor. Who do I think will win tomorrow, Carlsen or So? I got to check the games and just their form in general, because I haven't been following the tournament too closely. What do you guys think? Let's go knight f3. If e4, I'll play knight d4. Kind of argue that I'm inducing black's pawns forward, potentially as weaknesses in the future. How's my new place? I haven't moved there yet, Vishwas. But I'm really looking forward to it. In about 2 or 3 more weeks, I'll be over there. Let's play bishop e2. We will win if we see good chess, right? Wesley has on a 29-game no-loss streak. Wow. Yeah, he's a super solid player. I would say Wesley is probably top 2 or 3 players in the world in terms of difficulty in defeating. And that doesn't mean that, that automatically makes you the best, second best or third best player in the world or whatever, top 3. But in terms of beating him, I mean, he knows how to give his opponent very few chances. But hence, you don't win quite as often when you have that stop. Okay, I like this position a lot. I've got the 2 bishops. I've got the d5 square to work with. Let's try to nurture this advantage. Didn't he lose today? Chat said no. But I don't know myself. Okay, this knight looks like it could be susceptible to attack, but I don't know if I want to play knight d5, simply because I might prefer not to take. Let's go knight e2 maybe. Let's maneuver the knight here. I guess he has this. Alright, this probably wasn't as great as it could be, but... Oh, he lost the first game today. So that 29-game no-loss streak was not actually a legit thing. Whoever said that was incorrect. Okay, what to do now? Take... Let's go here. Slightly weak pawn in this position, but my pieces are looking good. Active pieces. "29 classical games." That sounds plausible. Are any of you guys playing any over-the-board tournaments coming up? I know here in the U.S. there's some tournaments in gear. The Chicago Open is going on right now over Memorial Day weekend. I have a student playing. The National Open in Las Vegas is happening pretty soon. So OTB chess is returning. What's over the board chess? I know, it's hard to believe, but people do play over the board. My spidey sense here indicates that this rook on d8 is a little weak now. So rook e6, I think knight takes c5 is working. Queen takes c5, we trade and we take. And pawn takes, we're also taking. So let's go ahead and do that. Nature is healing, indeed. GM Feingold is playing in Chicago? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, Ben is a pretty active player. So you see him at a lot of big tournaments. And if you go to major events in the U.S., good chance you'll see Ben sometime. I probably won't be playing for a little while. I don't think I'll be playing this summer, just because I'm super busy with other stuff. My brother's getting married in August, and I have a couple trips planned for his wedding and also his bachelor party and stuff. I'm moving, so I just don't think I'm going to have the time to play until probably the fall at the earliest. Okay, let's go after that pawn. Not going to take it yet because I don't want to allow rook b2, but... All right, thank you for the game, Corandier. You could have avoided taking my knight on c5. You could play, let's say, rook back here, but yeah, it's tough. You're already down a pawn in this position. I would recommend avoiding moves like c5. Generally, you don't want to play moves like this, guys, from a structural point of view, because you create a backward pawn on d6. Probably what Corandier should have done is play d5 soon after that. Maybe on the move immediately after playing c5. Play pawn d5 so you don't have that backward pawn, because knight c6, I was able to play c4. Maybe this is still playable, in fact, in this position. This bishop takes f6 hits the rook on a1, so I don't have time to take on d5. But, yeah, do be sensitive about that pawn. It can be a weakness. Okay. Bad Rand. Let's go. 1674. Oh, this is 3+2. I'm sorry. Bad Rand. I got to be a stickler about that. We're only doing 3-0 challenges. Captamir. All right, let's play F4. We're going from the Nimzo Larson to the bird. Oh, really? Is that true, Halfful Nelson? Was he playing viewers on his stream? Let's try to play like a reverse Leningrad here. My goal is to be good enough to compete with the Union Square guys, OTB. Ah, nice. Okay. He's talking about Union Square in New York City. Yeah, I have fond memories of playing there as well. Some pretty good players at those parks in New York. I'd say top end. Some of those players are about 2,200 strength. And very good tactically. Yeah, I've played the Hustlers before, absolutely. It's fun. Because I lived in New York for a year, and if I had friends come to visit, like sometimes they'd want to see me play in the park against those guys, so I'd go down there every once in a while and play against them. Also, the Marshall Chess Club is super close to the to Union Square. So you can often check out both of them if you're in the area. Kind of want to play knight e5. I sense he's trying to go long. I'm going to play this. I have an idea in mind. I'm thinking take, knight h5, h3, bishop f5, g4. And I'll win a piece. Yep, Frank is in Frank Marshall. Absolutely. He left a brownstone in Manhattan to the chess community. And it's called the Marshall Chess Club. And I don't know if there would be a chess club in Manhattan or maybe even in the entirety of New York, like a permanent location, if not for Frank Marshall's generosity. So that's pretty cool. So knight g8 was the best move, even though you'd prefer not to put your knight back there. Knight h5 was not looking good. Oh, there's a chess bookstore in Union Square? As in people like put out chess books for purchase? That's cool. Let's play knight f3. Let's support this pawn. If he takes, I'll take with my pawn, probably, and have the queen defend. All right. Bishop here, maybe? I'm kind of inviting g5, but we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, the Strand bookstore. That's famous. Now, against this move, I was thinking about taking here. That was my original idea. Don't know how great that is, though. Let's play it. YOLO. Take here, take here. Red Hot Perchik Pepper. I like that. Shout out to Perchik, by the way. Ooh, he takes there. This is getting confusing. Okay, these are the situations where if you have the time, you really want to think about them because it's like a high-stakes game of chicken, material-wise. With these asymmetric captures going on. So I just took a pawn, and he responded by taking an unrelated piece. But I can take a piece here, and I'm hitting his rook. And I can delay the recapture of the bishop. So now he doesn't want to take here, because I take that with check. Checks are real useful in these situations. You should probably just take this pawn back, and then I have a hanging bishop at the end of the line. He does take it back. Which way do I want to take? Maybe just with the rook? Could also throw this in, huh? No, but I'm going to take here so that if takes, I can take here. Maybe he can do this at the end of the line, but we'll see. The main moral of the story, though, is be very careful when you see this type of situation arising. So I'm up a pawn here. However, my king is like slightly open. He may try to attack me somehow. Let's go here. Try to connect the rooks. All right, and rook over here. Now if he plays rook takes f4, he would hang this rook with check, although he could play rook f8 at that point. So it may not specifically be a blunder. Okay, so now an easy way to lose this game would be take, takes, take, queen takes, bishop takes d5, queen f1 mate. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to take, but I'm not going to blunder the checkmate. I'm going to play king g1. Safety first. Okay, this should be a winning position, but time, right? We got to be clock conscious. Check. Check. All right. Good game, Captamir. Pretty close one. Got complicated in the middle game. Seems like queen d7 might not have been best since it allowed this kind of awkward knight e5 move. Good game. Yeah, I think you played okay, but probably around here, maybe some of the tactics involving these captures, that might be the area to look at in this one. Hello, Lawyer Boda. Would bishop h3 make sense as well, pinning the knight to the king? It could. I wonder what circumstance you're talking about. Oh, like right around here? Yeah, I'm not sure I ever had time to do it. Maybe right now? But yeah, it could make sense if I got a moment to play it. All right. We got time for some more games. Ranjit. All right, let's try to play. We're still trying to get a Stafford Gambit. This player's 1904. We'll see how this works out. I am not up to date on my Stafford Gambit theory. Seems like a lot of people are avoiding it. D4 was played last time. He's pausing. He's like, what is this? Don't people normally defend that pawn? All right, so once again, we do not get a mainline Petrov. I'm going to be up a pawn here, though. Oh, except I just hung this pawn. Should have played knight c6, but all right. What can you do? All right, looks like we might be up multiple pawns. Both of these are hanging, though. I think I should defend this one. The pawn on d5, that is. Yeah, let's be solid here. Let's defend that pawn. I'm gonna castle. Bishop c5 is now a threat. So if he plays c4, which is a natural undermining move, trying to weaken my defense of the knight, he's gonna get hit with bishop c5. He's gonna get bonked with bishop c5. And here too. This is trouble. Hello, Jazzarine. Says, today there was huge excitement building up for Game 4, and Carlsen deliberately played for a quick draw. What a disappointment for everyone watching. Should anti-play be allowed? Is that true? Again, I didn't really follow today's action whatsoever, so I cannot verify whether that's correct or not. So it must have been a favorable situation for him in the match, huh? Oh, he wasn't feeling well. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, well, hopefully he's better tomorrow. I remember who did he play? Was it Vidit? Gujrathi, where he had a very quick draw at a tournament in India, I think. One of the shortest draws of Magnus's career. Let's go after his light square bishop. It was Vidit, yeah. Jan and Timur played 4 quick draws, though, which was a bit lame. Yeah, unfortunately, some of these games are pretty short. They do play a ton of games, don't they? Yeah, the sheer volume of games that they play in these events, I think, exhausts the players, especially with their opening prep and the repetitions of lines. You know, we've seen how many Berlins have we seen that have ended in a quick repetition? I'm sure you all know that Berlin line by now, with the queens dancing between D4 and E4 and E6 and D6 at the end. Okay, this is trouble for white. We're just sort of simplifying down here. Okay, now I can play this move. This is kind of nice. Take, and then rook coming over. Further pressure. Now, I could try to take this even further with pawn c5, but he's going to go king f2 at that point, or maybe king e1 and break the pin. So, probably... let's leave the pin for one more move, but when he gets out of it, we're just going to take, and then maybe take b3. It's possible Rajabov is helping Nepo in the World Championship. Interesting. Is it confirmed that Ali Reza is helping one of the players in the World Championship? Because Ali Reza has been suspiciously absent from like his stream and events at the moment. So a lot of people are speculating that he's working for either Jan or Magnus in a World Championship prep capacity. Hikaru thinks so. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of people who share that opinion, because for one of the best players in the world, and obviously one of the most exciting young players in the world, to suddenly go dark in terms of his playing, I think being on the World Championship team would be something he would consider doing. Oh, he's streaming right now? Is it him or is his brother? His brother streams a lot on his channel as well. They kind of share it. I think his brother streams more than he does. Mohammad Reza. All right, we're just collecting material here. As I said, nothing fancy. Just winning the one game, right? Okay. Thanks for the game, Ranjit. Yeah, I think I got one too many pawns in the opening. Bishop d6 was a mistake, though, because white can play bishop takes d5 here. Probably should have played knight c6, now that I think about it. But do be careful. With the Petrov, I mean, black may grab the pawn on e4, just as white can with the pawn on e5. So, I think white let me have a little bit too much fun with the pawns in the center, and then blundered bishop c5. Alchemic is next. 2006. Let's go. Hello, Basid. His brother is also a good player. He seems pretty strong, yeah. He's like 21, maybe 2150 FIDE, something like that. Let's play g6 in this game. Ooh, okay. We might get to play one of my favorite systems, the Gurganidze. Very quirky looking setup. The bishop coming to f5 or g4. Often bishop g4, knight f5, or a trade of the bishops and the knight coming here. John plays better with horsey. We'll find out in the final game. Stay tuned. It's coming up soon. Let's play knight a6. Yeah, one reason I like this line too is you break a lot of opening principles and the knights get developed to the edges of the board. And because the center is so closed, it's okay to do this. But again, this type of play always comes with a caveat. Like, be careful. We're breaking some established principles here. This is a pretty specific variation in which we're doing this. Okay, c4. I think I'm going to take this. And then I'm going to take here. And knight f5, there is always the g4 move, which could be annoying. I could play queen d5. Let's play that. Let's play a Scandi move. Gurganidze, yeah. It's fun to say. Okay, queen b4, interesting one. Puts pressure here. Let's go queen b5. I'm going to try to chase him a little bit. Gorgonzola? The Gorgonzola variation? Nah, that line's too cheesy for me. All right, let's take... Boo, I know. Now if g4, I can play knight e3, and that creates multiple problems for white. That's going to be an overextension if they play that. I feel like the pawn on d6 suddenly became very weak for white. We're going to maneuver and attack it. Is he going to play bishop c3 to try to support it? He might have to, unless he wants to just give it up. Cheese player John Bartholomew, international master, yeah. Ooh, but then this pawn hangs. Look at that. Let's go take that one. Have I stopped playing queen c2 in Nimzo queen's pawn games? Nope, I still play that a fair amount. I do think the Nimzo Indian is one of the best defenses against d4, though. That's a hard one to crack. The Nimzo, I would put the Nimzo, also the Grunfeld. Those two lines come to mind when I think of like absolute tough defenses against d4 to get an advantage against, in my personal experience. And the Nimzo is so highly regarded that a lot of players play g3 or knight f3 on move 3. I think if you look in the database of master games, so after d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3 gets played somewhat more often than knight c3. And again, that's kind of a nod to how strong the Nimzo is. Let's take the bishop. Let's castle this direction. Play e6. I'm up a couple pawns here. This is looking good. Looking promising. Oh yeah, nice Banana Chess. I have that book as well. Shout out to Christoph. He's a great author. Yeah, I actually reviewed that book on my channel way back when. Let's go here. We're going to take, and we're going to try to win another pawn. Just defend the weaknesses, slowly win. I feel like I have this pawn structure an inordinate amount of times. Yep, thanks for the game. Appreciate it, Alchemic. So I think you just fumbled with your queen and your bishop a little bit too long here. Maybe around here, some development is in order, something like knight d2. Thank you for the game. Okay. Kilo Peter. No GM norm tournaments, but Sid, I was talking about earlier how I probably won't be playing over the board until the fall, maybe. Oh. Do we have someone who plays the Stafford Gambit as black here? Okay, I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna play for 4 knights. Bishop b5. Do I plan on writing a book? I think that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, I have no immediate plans to do that, but maybe someday. I probably wouldn't write it on an opening, though, to be honest. I think I'd write it on maybe games collection topic, endgame, concepts. Now, I could try to win a pawn like this, but I'm going to wait for a move and see what happens. Do I like the Sveshnikov, or are the positions a bit too crazy? I like the Sveshnikov in theory. As in, I think it's a cool line. I don't know if I have the temperament to play it because the thing about that line is that there's some dense theory. The positions can be abstract, and if you don't know the theory exactly, black may just be strategically busted. So that's why I've usually shied away from it, but I do think the Sveshnikov is a pretty legit opening. And when I was recording with Magnus for Chessable, he showed a Sveshnikov game that he played when he was a kid. I think it was around maybe 2006 or something. Beautiful game. I think it was against Jan Smeets, who's a Dutch grandmaster. Really cool game. Made a big impression on me. B. Gibson says, I play Sveshnikov, but it's very easy to blunder. Right. Yeah, the stakes are kind of high for black. Absolutely. Okay, let's go rook e1. I'm up a pawn here, but my opponent has the bishops. Ooh. So this doesn't escape the alignment. And now I can play, for example, knight g6, attack the queen, and also hit here. This is kind of an odd move. I don't know why black would do that. I guess to free up the bishop, but it doesn't address this alignment. Smeets versus Carlsen, 2006. Yeah, that's the game. Yep. Cool. I had the year and the players correct. It's a gorgeous Sveshnikov game. And hence, Magnus played the Sveshnikov against Fabiano in 2018 in his World Championship defense. It was the main line that he was relying on as black against e4. Kind of revived it, actually. Let's take here. So I can get away with this in-between move because this knight doesn't have compelling squares to go to, and I was hitting the rook in the corner. Yeah, thank you, Jazarine, for the 100 bits. Ooh, check. Has to play the queen back. This time we're not going to miss a rook coming to e8. I did miss it in that one other game. Oh, okay, I feel a little bit bad at this point. Mikhailo Peter is running into tactics. Blunders. Where's my mate? Let's just give a check here. The kitchen sink variation. Okay. Yep, thank you for the game. So in this variation, I do think bishop b4 is the best move in this position. That's the classic response. Black mirrors white for a moment. Knight d4 is also interesting. I think that's called the Rubinstein variation. So that's playable as well. Bishop c5, I think gets played a little, but is a bit riskier. And I don't know, I might be able to play bishop takes c6, knight takes e5 here, but in general, you want the counter pressure on the knight. So if you have the bishop on b4, you can always threaten to take on c3 and then take e4. All right, I think we're going to have time for about 2 more games. And you guys know what's going to happen in the very last game of the stream. Okay, odd take, 91. Let's play e4. Let's play a Danish gambit in this one. c3. Now d5 is known to be a pretty decent response here. But you can also take... Okay, he plays knight there. Let's take this one. Go bishop e3. Knight c3 coming up. Okay. What do I do here? I could play a3, but I'm going to simply develop. I do have an isolated pawn, so this is not necessarily the best thing in the world for white strategically. However, white's going to have open lines to work with. And once I castle and break the pin, knight takes d5 as a threat. So you can see he immediately takes my knight. But now these pawns are connected. I've got the 2 bishops. I like this position for white. I think this will be promising for me. Now, what do you guys think? If I play h3, will he take it? Let's see if he does. He takes that one. Okay. Yeah, this would have been unsound, I think. Kind of like that sacrifice earlier I was talking about. So he takes the knight instead, but we got nice pressure on the light squares here. All right, let's go queen b3, eyeing up f7. Some pressure here too. Okay, knight a5. Probably just take this guy, huh? Let's do it. Michael says, the Scandi is my downfall. I don't want to play it, but I can't stop. Okay. I've never heard that. The Scandi described that way. It ruins my game. Okay, now don't blunder rook g6, queen takes f8. That would be a typical blunder here, creating an undefended rook. And he did. Yeah. I know how you guys think. I'm in your head at all times. I think that's where my coaching chops come in handy. Just a lot of experience working with players at various rating levels. Okay, we're threatening mate in actually one here. Rook e7. All right. Thank you for the game, Ade. Oh, he immediately sent me a rematch. Oh, he canceled it, though. GG. Yeah, thanks for the game. I think black's position is okay, but I do think they should actually refrain from taking my knight. So right here, I was happy to see bishop take c3 because I get to connect everything together. I would have played maybe queen f5 here, something like that. Try to play in the center, try to play against this pawn. It's probably a little better for white, but maybe close to dynamic equality. I manifested my opponent's blunder? Yeah. I mean, it's very easy. Even great players, players far better than me, do stuff like this from time to time, especially in fast games where rook g6 is a natural move. He wants to chase the queen, but momentarily disconnects his pieces. Okay, I think this is the game, guys. You guys know what time it is? Get ready. You know what this calls for? We're spamming the chat with that. That's the horsey emote. All right, let's switch the board. Oh, piece set. You won't even be able to see it. It's way down at the bottom. Oh, you can kind of see it around my webcam. Horsey mode, engage. Engaged. Let's do this. Who's going to be the lucky player? Now, I'm going to play the Bong Cloud no matter what happens. Even if I'm black. We're going e5, king e7. Who is going to be the beneficiary of the Bong Cloud game? Kurgro, let's do this. Take the wheel for me. Take the wheel, Bong Cloud. Let's go. King e2 pre-move. Now, the Scandi would be pretty effective here, I got to say. If black plays d5, Kurgro, I hope you're there. Don't leave us hanging. This is your chance. We're going to have to abort. Going once. Going twice. The horsey Bong Cloud is sold. We got to abort. Kurgro is AFK. All right. One of you has another chance. Let's do this. Oh, 1921. Nah, fool. Nah, fell. All right. Pre-move's coming in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He doesn't know how he feels about this. Okay, fortunately, bishop g5 is not going to kill us because of f6. He's so baffled, he's starting to burn his time. He doesn't know how to react. I can't blame him. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep the king out here. This is... I'm going to have to put him back for a second. I hope you guys will forgive me. Due to the severity of stuff like this, I have to put the king back for a moment. I hope he'll be able to reclaim his former glory, though. He led the way for his charges. Threatening this. All right, let's play rook f8. No, let's play bishop e. No, let's play knight f6. Aha. Just castle, yeah. That's one of the most challenging things about playing the Bon Cloud, in my opinion. It's not even that your king is in the center, it's that you can't castle later. But we got a skewer. Okay, material-wise, we're doing well. We're back in the saddle with our horsey set. Let's play... Again, get the king active. Bon Cloud quiet variation. Uh-huh, yeah. If you would have gone e3, e5, queen h5, then king e7 is mate in one for white. Oh, that's a good point, B. Gibson. You shouldn't give people ideas. That's going to give people ideas for future attempts to punish my Bon Cloud. Okay, this is actually a pretty good move, I think. Can I go here? I think I should go here. Let's see how he reacts to that. Nice Bon Cloud horsey meta. I'm glad you appreciate it. Okay, knight takes d4. He's taking here. All right, all right. That's okay, though. That's fine. We're going to hide the king. We got to. King c6 would have been pretty bold. I think a little bit too bold. Can you guys follow the action with this set? Or is it too disorienting? That doesn't mean I'm going to switch the set, by the way. I'm just curious. You're getting used to it? It's very difficult? Yeah. Well, just consider yourselves lucky that it's not this set. I switched to this set and he resigned. He hung his queen. There we go. I would have taken it. I definitely would have taken it. Yeah. All right. The Bon Cloud strikes again. The Bon Cloud horsey strikes again. But that is very clever what someone said in the chat, that you can't pre-move e6 or e5, especially e5, and then expect to survive after king e7. Okay. Let's hide this. Because if white plays e3 or e4, let's say, and you're pre-moving this, this would be a way to lose, which I bet if we switch to the Lichess database. Hold up. No games found. I bet there's been some games. Whoa. There's 2 games to have reached this position, and in neither one did white play queen takes e5 checkmate. What about with e4? Probably e4, e5, queen h5. How many people have played king e7, do you think? Wow. This has been played almost 20 times. And in none of the games did white play queen takes e5 mate, actually. None. Oh, interesting, no joke. Okay, so if the game is too short, it gets omitted from the database. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So I'll have to keep that in mind for future streams. Thank you for pointing that out, that I can't automatically rely on this and this in the Bon Cloud game. There may be some repercussions. All right, well, let's switch the board back for a second to a normal set. Thank you guys for the 2 hours of chess. That was a lot of fun, as usual. Some exciting games. A couple close calls. If you didn't get a game in today, don't worry. I play viewers on my channel from time to time. Do go check out my channel. It's just my name, John Bartholomew. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch. Thanks again to Lichess for setting this up. Lichess is awesome. Do consider supporting them. They have a patron option. But Lichess is totally free to use and always will be. It's a stated goal of the site. It's an amazing project and a service to the chess community. So thanks again to everyone involved at Lichess. No Joke Chess, for instance, one of the mods. Shout out to Thibaut of Lichess, the creator of Lichess. And thanks to you guys for spending this time with me today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys again soon. And again, if you didn't get a game today, don't worry. I'll be playing more people in the future, as will other Lichess Plays streamers. So they've got them going every day or two, it seems, at this point. All right, take care. We are rating Can the Caro Win? So go check out their stream.